Hey everybody, this is Side Character Quest. This is me, Ty, your host as usual, I suppose. And this week we have a very special guest, which I'm saying as if she is like famous on the web, but you know, not yet, but maybe someday, or maybe you are famous. I don't know. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Ellen. There's a lot of people like me, but I'm the only one of me.
Hey Ellen, what's up? How you doing? You ready to play a game? You ready to do some stuff?
Oh yeah, totally ready. I mean, the kind of ready where you are completely unprepared, so you don't know how unready you are. But yeah, I'm ready.
Nice. So speaking of being unprepared, tell the listeners how much D&D you've played in the past.
0. First time.
Yeah.
Other experience with D&D, I've listened to Side Character Quest, and I've listened to Adventure Zone, and that is pretty much it.
So I had, for the listener, I reached out to some friends a while back and asked them like, hey, if anybody wants to be on Side Character Quest at some point in the future, you should let me know. And Ellen was just like, yeah, yes. And no one else was. So like Ellen, she got the spot.
I competed with a field of contestants in a tournament bracket of 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do have a fair number of people that are not my friends from outside of podcasting. But as in, that is to say, I have a few. Okay, whatever. Listen.
Okay, so please. I'm the nepotism candidate.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. I'm doing bad at it's been a while, guys. It's been like a month since we recorded Mallory's finale, so cut us some slack. We talked a while back about the character you wanted to play, and it was so the way this happened is that I had asked that same group of people like if they wanted to be name dropped in the show, if I wanted to have a character named after them, and you came back with this like very detailed description of the character that you wanted, and so I named this character Ellen Quail after you. And then when you said that you wanted to be on the show, it was like, well, I'm gonna be that character that I made. So tell us a little bit about Ellen Quail.
Yeah, so it's a little bit weird to be playing a character that shares my name. I don't know if that makes it easier or harder, but Ellen Quail is a dwarf character who is a glassmaker and is also the guildmaster for the Guild of Glassblowers. And I think she appeared in Mallory's series briefly as a cameo. Originally as a NPC in a podcast about side characters. So it's the most side of side characters. But now it's her time in the spotlight. So how much should I go into the background?
I guess you can tell me like a couple of things, just like what were some of the very basic things that you told me when you were setting her up? Let's
see. So I do not pretend to know how to blow glass. I've done a little bit of lamp work, which is working with a torch on a bench. A little bit of it. And so Ellen Quail is, who I aspire to be if I decide to dedicate my life to glassblowing. But she leads the Guild of Glassblowers. She's not necessarily the best guild master. She is not necessarily a people person, as you would say, but she does throw herself into her work. She really likes to work with glass and is a very creative glass blower. She especially loves to work with stained glass and infusing different types of stained glass with magic. And that is one of the services that she performs as guildmaster. And she is managed with her talents to pull together, groups of like-minded glassblowers in the kind of main central city of Cirque.
Nice. Yeah, perfect. Great explanation. Recently, you've gotten a new assignment from the Congress Monastery, who has some broken windows, and one of those windows was forged, including a very special piece of glass that changes colors through the seasons as the seasons change, and that was forged with a very special rare mineral. You have been hired to repair this window, repair this broken glass, this broken stained glass, I should specify. But in order to do so, you have to get your hands on this very rare ore. You have, through a lot of research and pulling in knowledge from various apprentices and other members of your guild, you've managed to track it down to the Ashburn mine, and know that somewhere deep in that mine there is the edge of a vein of that ore, and that you just need to get down there. Then you'll be able to harvest that, go back home to Cirque, and finish this commission. All make sense?
Excellent. Was this glass broken by Alden during the job that was performed?
No, it was not. But it is mentioned in that episode. So look out. So listeners, you, by the time this comes out, you'll know that this is a thing. You may remember one of Quail's underlings, Lee, and Lee is actually going on this trip with you. She was seen studying this stained glass, doing some sketches. So tell me, this person that's going to be traveling with you, do you think that she is more of an apprentice, like pretty new to this, or do you think that she's more of a like artisan in her own right at this point? Would you take along somebody that was a little bit more respected and independent?
She helps me communicate with people because Quail does not like to. She doesn't have a very good public persona. Mm-hmm. She is awkward in conversation with people. And so the people that are around her have gotten used to this and so can kind of translate with her. So Lee is probably a trusted friend and also a craftsperson who is able to interpret very, very vague instructions and directions and also create very, very high quality work.
All right, nice. I am so glad we're on the same page with this, because that is exactly like that is exactly like what I was imagining for this character as well. That's great. So to get to Ashburn Mine, you guys have been riding from Cirque up the main river and have been riding on the E.S. Ogden, which is a ship that has a big, like, sort of, I guess, sort of, what is the word for those? It looks kind of like a steamship, but it's not a steamship.
Does it have a water wheel?
It's got a water wheel. That's the word I wanted. It has one of those big old water wheels on the back and on the little butt end. And it's the fastest way to go upstream up this river. And you have been making your way far, far to the east to those mines. You've been on the ship for, I'm not going to say exactly how long because I don't know the math for how fast is reasonable. But you've been on this for a while, and this ship is fairly, like, what's the word I want? Like, it's kind of treated like a vacation luxury kind of thing. Like, you guys are kind of taking a bit of a break. Lee has, been like, all right, so I know this is business, but like Quail needs some time to like chill and not just be like working all the time. So there are things like there's some, faro tables, just type of gambling. There's a band that performs at night. There's a nice little diner car, all sorts of things. What have you been doing on this ride?
I would say that I've mostly been muttering to myself, drawing up new designs in a sketchbook that I bring with me, and probably planning out some new projects because I'm not in the workshop right now, and I'm also surrounded by strangers who are there to socialize. So that is not necessarily my element. Cool.
You're sitting in this poker room, this faro room. Faro's an actual game. I tried looking up like sort of older poker-like games, and that was the best one that came up. So you're on this, you're just sort of like hanging out, and over time, you've sort of like, I guess like taken over one of the tables and are just have a bunch of things spread out. And there's some this guy with like a deck of cards who's like eyeing you, like, man, I need to tell her to leave, but like, out from the corner of your eye, you see your apprentice Lee approaching, and she sits down next to you and says, "Oh boy!" So I listened to the episode that had where she shows up, and her voice was like basically just mine, but like a little like. I'm gonna kind of talk like this because I hadn't been planning on making her a character, so I don't know if that's what I want to do. Just sort of yeah. So okay. Is that distinct enough?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, hey, Guildmaster Quail. What are you working on over here?
Plans for for new things.
Okay. Have you had lunch today? Have you been doing anything else?
Is it lunch?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like 2:00. Okay. See, listen, we're almost to our stop. I don't know if you want to like get your stuff ready to go. I don't know what are you bringing?
I'm almost done. Do we have an hour? I can finish in an hour. Can you get me one of those rolls? They had those rolls at dinner. Do they still have those rolls?
She looks at you and she sort of rubs her head and is like, okay, so I'll get your pack. Okay, you just she looks over at a waiter walking by with some food, and he's like, I'm gonna have some food just sent over here, okay? I'll get everything ready. And she hustles over and goes back to your room to grab your stuff. Do you just continue with with your thing?
I keep working. I'm
nice.
Oblivious to everything else in this room.
Okay. Eventually, you hear. You eventually notice. Well, I'm not. I don't know what your. I'm gonna look up what your passive perception is, just to sort of see what you would see. It's not great. You don't really notice anything going on in this space. But eventually, like 30 minutes or so later, there is a sort of shake in the ship as it slows, and then you feel a knock through the whole ship. As presumably it touches ground on the side of the river. And at this point, you look up from your stuff and you notice that Lee has been sitting there with your pack for a while, and she has like a little drafting case with all of, she's started putting up some of your papers into this case. Have you finished all of your stuff? Are you ready to go?
I'm still scribbling in my notebook, but I have gotten up and have started walking while scribbling. And I trust Lee to pack up the papers in a way that I can lay out again.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So she takes care of that. As you're getting up, there's a few things that you might have seen were you to be looking around. There's like a band of folks wearing straw boater hats walking to set up on deck. You notice a person in wizardly robes who looks very exhausted coming up from the back of the ship and heading towards the front where the band is setting up. You also notice like a little drunk couple at one of the tables in the poker room that are they're fawning all over each other, and they are clearly like it is like not even 3 yet. It's kind of ridiculous, but all the stuff has been going on in this pretty lax chill ship. And you basically make your way to the side, and eventually, like a couple moments later, Lee pops up on your side next to you, and you guys are standing waiting for the little bridge to the dock to get laid down. Roll me a perception check.
What?
I suppose I could have had you roll that before telling you all that information, but like I wanted to give you like setting some of the scene before like you roll a 2.
Excellent. What dice?
So how that works? Do you have that stat block that I gave you?
Yes.
Okay. So for the listener's sake, I will say because Ellen hasn't played D&D before, I created a very like basic stat block, kind of like what you make for a monster or an NPC, and I gave that to her so that she doesn't have to have like a whole character sheet since she hadn't played before. So if you look at the little quick view section, you'll see wisdom is one of the values. It says +1. So what I need you to do is roll me that 20-sided die, the largest dice.
Excellent.
Roll that and add a 1 to it and tell me what you get.
Ooh, this is great. I got a 6, so that's a 7.
Nice. So yeah, you see somebody like standing by the you're still like really engrossed.
I almost bump into this person, I assume.
Yeah. You almost bump into this dude who is in charge of like lowering that bridge, but pretty much you know that there is a dock that you're about to get onto, and there's some grass and some dirt and stuff, and that's all you really know. Just like looking out onto this path. So yeah, what do you do after that gets laid down? You could just like walk off the ship. This is where the adventure starts. This is where you can do whatever you want.
Excellent. Can you remind me what city we're in now?
You are not in a city right now. You are just docked on the side of the river. Seems to be like there's not really much of a city here. There's like maybe a small building, and there's some forest, and off in the distance there's some like short mountains, but there's not like stuff as far as you can see.
All right. So, but this is the closest dock point
to Ashburn. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So I hastily finish up my scribbles and close my book because I have realized that if I continue walking with this, I'm probably going to mess up my drawings more than I will actually get any work done. So I have closed my book. I look around and I turn to Lee. What are we doing again? Where are we going?
Okay. So, all right. We're taking that. Okay. We're getting off the boat. We're taking that trail. We're going to the mine, and then we're going to be back here by tomorrow, before tomorrow morning, hopefully tonight, but before tomorrow morning, because that's when the boat leaves again. Okay.
Okay.
So we have to.
That's important.
She has this mix of like, she's trying to be respectful, but also like she's trying to be forceful. Like, you've got to pay more attention. So lead the way. Okay.
I just start walking down the main road without knowing how far I have to go or what direction or how long we're going for.
Okay.
I just start walking.
Nice. Okay, so it is a pretty like straightforward. There is basically just one road, so you make your way without a problem, and you basically have walk away from this riverside and enter into pretty thick woods. There's lots of like different types of trees, maybe some live oak, maybe some pawpaw, different things like that. But it gets fairly thick for a while, and let's see if anything happens along the way. No, nothing happens. You are pretty chill, but roll me another perception check along while you walk.
All right. Ooh, even better. That was a 3, so total of 4.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you notice some ants on the ground. You notice some ants. Like a little mound of dirt with some ants on it.
Ooh, ants.
And that's all you really see while you're walking, making your way down this path.
Hey, Lee.
Yeah.
Did you ever get those rolls?
And she looks back at you, and then we cut away to a full like lunch with like those rolls and then some potatoes and various other things like just sitting cold on your table, untouched. And and she reaches into your pack and like grabs some like jerky and hands it to you. It's like, I got something. Here you go.
Thanks. How far are we going?
I mean, it shouldn't be too much longer. I think this is the voice I'm gonna do, like a little bit, a little nasally. Okay, so yeah, it shouldn't be too much longer, I think. Just like another 20 minutes or so. What are you doing while you walk? You're just kind of making your way.
I'm sort of just looking up around at the forest. I think whenever I'm not around people, it's easier for me to find inspiration for things that I'm working on. And so I like to look at patterns, whether that's in nature or not. And so because this is a forest, I'm probably looking at trees, branches, leaves, kind of trying to figure out how those patterns in nature are governed.
Nice. Okay, so you're seeing a lot of different stuff. You're seeing a lot of these, like I mentioned before, you're seeing some live oak and some pawpaw. So you have like these green fruits dangling from these trees with these big kind of waxy leaves. You also see some trees with just dangling like stringy moss hanging off of the branches. And it's a pretty lovely sight. The way the light is filtering in through the I wanted to say Spanish moss, but I guess like Spain doesn't exist, so I don't know. But the way it's filtering through is very pleasant. It's very nice. I don't know if you get any inspiration from that, but you know it's going on.
I appreciate it. I also keep wandering off the path to look more closely at things.
Yeah, you do that. Maybe you have a as you sort of wander off the path, you bump into a boar that's like gnawing on a one of those fallen fruits, and it kind of like and then like runs off. Was that a good boar noise? I don't know.
That was a great boar noise. That was wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, it runs off in the other direction, and Lee like grabs your shoulder and is like, back this way, and pushes you off.
Boars are terrifying.
Yeah, boars are rough.
They can really mess you up.
Listen, who's to say whether or not I rolled a check to see if you're gonna have a fight with a boar? But
it's possible.
It's possible. But eventually, over a little bit of time, you see the trees starting to part a little bit.
What time of day is it?
It's probably been a little less than an hour since you started walking.
Like
so
3.
I would say probably a little bit closer to 4.
Okay.
Just because you left around 3:00, so it's probably closer to like 4.
Okay. What's the season?
Probably early fall, mid fall, maybe something like that. So it's not too, and it's hot. The place you live doesn't get super cold ever. So, and I guess you don't live here, but that also applies here. You're not chilly or anything.
Okay. So the sun is probably going to set in an hour or two?
Probably closer to like 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
It's probably going to close to like 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that.
Okay. So we've exited the forest and we're walking.
Yes.
Is there a town around the mines?
Perfect. Roll me another perception check.
See if this goes any better.
Actually, wait, no. Roll me a history check.
Okay.
Because you asked if there was a town around the mines. And so I want to actually answer the question that you asked.
All right. Same dice.
If that was good, you can use it.
All right. That was a 17, so it's 18.
Okay, cool. And actually you're using intelligence, not wisdom.
Okay.
So
right. +2. So that's 19.
19. So for this, you when you were like doing all of your research to sort of prepare for this trip, you know that there was a town that was around this mine that sort of propped up, but it never really developed that much because the mine got shut down not long after it opened, just because it was not super profitable for whatever reason. You know that the town sort of sits in this U-shaped cliffside, if that makes sense. Like there's tall cliffs all around it, and it's sort of resting in that. But like I said, it was never really developed that much. And also, as far as you know, nobody lives there anymore. That being said, roll me a perception check.
All right. Cool. So I learned a lot about this town. Ooh. All right, back to those great rolls. That was a 9 with my +1.
Okay. So you stepping out from the trees, you do see that you are in that space. You are at the sort of the open space of a U, sort of an upside down U, I guess. Maybe I guess it'll be like a lowercase n. Listen, it's a U.
It's you.
It's you. And you see ahead of you a bunch of like really, really rundown buildings, sort of separating you from the bottom of that U, where you see a very tall structure, a tall metal structure on the opposite side of this rundown, seemingly abandoned town. But at the front of that town, you see a faded sign, and you see a fence, and then like a little, I guess like shed, a little gatehouse that's right next to the opening in the fence.
All right.
And you are maybe like 100 feet away, like from that area, maybe like a football field away. That's not 100 feet at all. But listen, it's about that far. So if you want to just straight up approach, go for it.
Yeah. How far are we from the mines at this point?
So the town is not huge, but it's I would say that it's at least, if you're a football field away from this fence, the mine is at least like 2 football fields away from that. Like it's just on the opposite side of this space.
Okay. Hey Lee.
Yeah.
I think we should go get that ore if we can tonight, because I don't know if we'll find it right away, and I don't want to do it tomorrow and not find it and then have to leave. So I want to try today, and then if we can't find it, try again tomorrow morning. And we can camp out in one of these buildings over here, and I can work on the rest of my designs after we get out of the mine. Okay.
Yeah, so the boat leaves at like 9 a.m. So yeah. She looks at you like we've talked about this. Yeah, let's.
Where were we planning to stay?
We were gonna try to go today and then try to get back to the boat tonight. We were only gonna stay, like camp out if worst case scenario. So yeah, hopefully we're not gonna have to stay anywhere. She does have like you do notice that she has a bedroll, and you remember that you have a bedroll in your pack, so like you guys will be good. But you probably, I would imagine, since you knew this town was here, I imagine that you were probably anticipating being able to just crash in whatever building. Also, I don't know. I feel like I'm making her very argumentative, and I don't mean to.
That's okay. She's probably dealt with this she's probably at the end of her rope.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you just go straight into this town.
Yes. You know what? Nighttime doesn't matter because we're going to be underground.
That's true.
I guess it doesn't matter if we're in the mines at night.
Yeah, that's very true.
Actually, it might be better because if there were bats, all the bats would leave too.
Hey, that's fair.
All right, cool.
So yeah, you start walking towards this this building, and as you, or sorry, this fence that leads into this town, and as you approach, you can sort of make out in the sign that rests over the fence. It says "Welcome to Ashburn," and it's very faded. Some of the paint is peeling off. It's pretty rough. And as you are approaching the gate, you hear a voice call out to you. Well, howdy, folks. How you doing? And you see a hat pop out from behind the counter of that little gatehouse. And you don't see a face. You just see a hat.
Hi. Hello? Who are?
Well, how are you doing? And you see two hands like grab onto the counter and pull themselves up, and you see a very like gnarled gnome man standing there, and he is just like looks at you and says, "Well, welcome to Ashburn. How you guys doing today?"
What are you?
Well, I'm here. I'm the proprietor of this here historical reenactment town. Welcome to Ashburn. It's a perfect place to learn your history about mining and frontier lands and all that wonderful stuff. Welcome to Ashburn. How you doing? Howdy. How you doing?
Wait, I thought you said there wasn't gonna be anybody here.
I didn't think there was gonna be anybody here. Like, there's no trade here. Like, I had to bribe the captain to let us like dock here overnight. Like, there's not supposed to be people here. Well, what are you guys whispering about over there? You guys having a good time? You ready to get yourself on a little tour?
What's your name?
My name is Comstock. What's your name?
Quail.
Quail? Oh, howdy do, Quail. Oh, man, that's like a little bird. I love quail. They're delightful. Sometimes I take their little egglings and I pickle them up in a little jar, and it's wonderful.
Oh, yes. Delicious.
Delicious. Oh, but don't worry, I wouldn't do that to any of your little egglings. I don't know if you lay any little egglings, but trust me, listen, if you did, I would not pickle them. Don't you worry. Your egglings are safe.
I am a dwarf.
Oh, see, sorry there. I have a hard time telling dwarves from dragonborn, and I know dragonborn, I'm pretty sure they lay egglings, so I just figured maybe you'd be the same thing, you know? It's been a while since I've seen another person. I don't know about this guy.
Mr.
Comstock.
Comstock. We're here to just grab some stuff from the mines and get out of your way. So, can we just scoot on by?
Scoot on over to the cannery? Why, yes, you can. Oh, that's a little pun joke. I didn't even intend that. But no, seriously though, the mine's off limits.
Well, we're looking for some very special things. We're looking for some special things.
He leans over the counter, sort of like rests himself over it and gets like really close, kind of in between both of you. And he says, "There's ghosts in the mine. There's ghosts in the mine. You don't want to go in there. It's dangerous. Last time a person went into the mine, they never returned."
Mr. Comstock,
Yes?
Are you a ghost?
Well, all I can say is there hasn't been anyone living here in nearly 40 years. So I guess by that definition, I am a ghost. Yeah, so you guys here for the tour? He has completely like ignored what you said, I guess.
Mr. Combs, is there a map of the mines? Is there a mine office? I would love a tour of the mine office.
Well, sure. We've got ourselves a mine like I mean, next to the old like shaft lift, we've got a little map of what used to be the mines back when it was active. But I mean, I suppose that's at the end of the tour, though. It's kind of the climax of the tour. It's kind of the special ending for the tour. That sounds gross. Sorry about that. I did not mean to. Listen, he stands up on top of the counter now, hands folded out, pleadingly in front of you. Listen, don't tell my manager. I swear I did not mean it for sound like that. I promise. But anyway, were you guys ready to see? You guys ready to see? Blah blah blah. He just starts like talking off, and Lee leans over to you and whispers in your ears, like, do we want to sneak past this guy? Like, do we want to just go on the what do we want to do here?
Lee, I think we need the map of the veins and the shafts, because what's the mineral we're looking for again?
What do you want it to be called? It's basically just like a mineral that like reacts to the change of seasons. So like I don't know that it has a particular name, unless you. I mean, I'm sure it does, but I have not given it one.
Something that has to do with time. I'm just gonna look up if there's. What about temporalite?
That's not bad. Wait, what does lapis lazuli mean?
It's a blue. It's a blue gem / pigment.
But what do the words mean? Etymology. Lapis. Lapis is the word for stone. Mm-hmm. So how about like lapis tempura or tempura?
I'm just thinking fried rocks.
Tempura. Sorry. Lapis. What is like Latin for time? Tempus. Lapis tempus.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Lee, if we want to find the lapis tempus vein, we're gonna need that map, because it's a small vein in a big mine.
I'm not. There it is. There's the voice. I'm not above pushing down an old man and taking his map. If you want to just like, how do you want to do?
Lee, can you go on the tour? Can you just go?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Charisma. Ooh, that's gonna be great. Okay, that was a 14 with the -1.
Okay, I'm gonna roll versus her. I'm gonna have her do a wisdom saving throw. She got a 19. No, I'm not going anywhere alone with this guy.
Wait, just distract him so I can go to the office and steal the maps, or just look at them, just so I can just look at them. But you can, you said you wanted to knock him down and knock him out. Like that's fine with me. That's okay with me. You can do that as soon as I get in there. But, maybe he'll tell you something.
So I just have to talk to him. I just need to talk to him for like a little. I just need to do for a little bit until you get the map.
Yeah, and then we'll just we'll run into the mine and hope that the thought of ghosts scares him.
Okay. Roll me another one. I'm gonna roll me another check.
Are ghosts real?
Oh wait. Roll me an Arcana check.
What's them?
So that's gonna be intelligence.
Ooh, that was a 3 + 2, so it's 5.
You don't know. You don't know shit about ghosts.
All right. I don't care. I don't care about ghosts.
So as far as you know, they could be or they might not be. But now roll persuasion.
Oof. That's not gonna work. So that was a 4 -1. This is a 3.
She got it. She got herself an 8. That I was like, she might lose. I mean, unless you're gonna do something like I'm not gonna do this if you. She wants something for this. This is like not something she's just gonna do.
Do we've got it?
She gives you a look that's like.
Do we have any medicines in our pack that could make someone sleepy.
No, no, no. I mean, we've got some money, I guess. We've got she starts looking through her pack. So yeah, you probably have like some basic stuff, like you have some rope, you have probably maybe like a pickaxe, a light hammer, some like a bunch of quills, ink, that sort of stuff. It's probably some money, and you also have a little bit of some. You probably also know some magic stuff. So the type of magic that you asked for was arithmancy. I think that's how you pronounce it. Arithmancy, which is sort of like a divination kind of thing that's based out of math. You also, I decided that since you were doing like glass blowing, you can also produce in limited ways manipulate fire, but you don't have any way to just like fucking knock somebody out.
All right. I see that I also have fog cloud.
You do also have fog cloud.
But I also feel like I don't want to burn a spell slot on this guy.
The thing is, though, there's only so much of this game that you're going to be playing.
That's true.
So, I mean, the way I've broken this down, you have like 4 of those level 1 spell slots. So you could use fog cloud like a couple times.
Oh, sweet. I also have hypnotic pattern.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. What does that do?
Ooh. I create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
That is delightful. Okay, so describe to me how you trigger this. I had like sort of an idea for how I thought Quail might do magic, but I'd like to hear if you have something in mind.
I was thinking, because we talked about having basically spells, so I don't know if this works within the logic of the world, but having small bits of sort of like glass runes engraved in glass within kind of like small stained glass talismans, essentially.
Oh, that's really cool.
That helped me focus my magic and do these spells, because I was not a particularly talented magic caster as a child, but this helps me kind of focus the magic into specific spells.
I really dig that. So there's actually a thing in D&D called an arcane focus. And it's usually like a totem or a talisman, an orb, a wand, that sort of thing. So we'll say that you have this sort of rune etched piece of glass work that is your arcane focus.
Is that a consistent thing? Because I was envisioning like, oh, I have an etched like stained glass thing for hypnotic pattern. I break it, and that.
Okay, that's even better. That's really cool.
That releases the spell, and so I can't use it again.
Yes. Okay. That sounds good to me. So yeah, that is really cool. Describe to me you activating this and what it looks like when you do it.
Hey, Comstock. Yeah,
Yes.
We want to go on your tour, but
oh, great! Everybody does.
Where's the restroom?
The restroom. I mean, I suppose it's back there in the trees. That's where I go.
Okay. We've been walking for a little bit. I don't like boats, and
well, it's a good thing you've been walking then.
I'm gonna need to go. We'll meet you by the old mine building. We just need a little privacy. We'll just go and come back. We'll meet you in 5 minutes at the old mine building.
Well, I don't know if this would be. I guess this would be persuasion. Roll me a persuasion check.
All right. Let's see if this roll goes any better, and we'll see.
And this is once again using charisma.
Yes. Okay, so that is a 10.
Okay. Now let me know. Are you trying to buy time so that you can prepare this spell piece? Because I would say that you already have that ready.
Okay, so I am trying to find out where the old mine building is, and I'm trying to get him to stand stationary in one place.
Okay.
Because the spell works in a 30-foot radius, I think.
Yeah. It's actually a range up to 120 feet.
Oh, sweet.
So
no, sorry.
I guess you create
in a 30-foot cube.
Yeah. You create the thing within 120 feet of you, and then within 30 feet of the hypnotic pattern, it's affected. That makes sense.
I mean, I'm not gonna let you through unless you buy your tickets. You got yourself some cash. I mean, if you want to pay, then you can go ahead.
Lee, can you pay the nice man?
How much is it? Like is 5 gold enough? Well, 5 gold per person, sure.
So she reaches into her pouch, hands over 5 gold. Remind me again what you had asked him to do?
Wait for us by the old mine building.
Well, okay. I'll head down there. And you go ahead and meet me down there when you're ready.
All right. We'll see you in a little bit.
Well, all right.
And he hops off of the counter, which he has been still standing on this whole time, and starts like, what is it, frog stepping? Like he's just like starts walking real weird down the center alley of these buildings to the tall metal shaft where the mine starts.
Okay, and that also has the offices where the maps would be?
Yeah, there's basically just like a small like shed like building next to it, which you assume is where the maps are. Okay,
great. As soon as he is, so I guess we kind of duck behind the fence that we were coming up on, and I guess as soon as he like is close to the building and about to turn around and kind of wait there, can I just like break my thing and cast the hypnotic pattern?
Okay. So I think I will say 1 second. Size of a football field in feet. So the range that you can like trigger that is within 120 feet of you.
Okay.
And I had said that the town was 2 football fields, so you're looking at about a lot more than that.
Okay.
So you could walk kind of behind him and like duck behind a building if you wanted.
Yes, we'll do that. Do I need to do a stealth?
a stealth check? Yeah, that's gonna be dexterity, I think. That sounds right.
All right, cool. I do decently on that. Okay, that's a 16 with my modifier.
And his perception's gonna be bad because he is facing away from you. Yeah, he does not see you. Not at all. Not at all does he see you. So you manage to sort of walk down this pathway. You pass by like an old blacksmith shop, an old cannery, a general store, that sort of thing, a saloon that you just sort of see through these swinging doors. You see like a really just falling apart piano in there, and you make it next to one of those buildings and crack that piece of glass. I guess maybe like a light. Do you have like an idea how you want this to look when this triggers?
Yeah, it's sort of like, you know how when I think when it starts, it's sort of like when light hits like your phone or your watch and the kind of like spot starts, and then that spot kind of like,
oh, that's really cool,
like grows into this, like it catches the person's eye and then kind of grows into the shimmering pattern that appears for a second.
Nice. So that little light like flies away from where you are and then to where he is, and then grows into that large pattern.
Well, what is this?
Wait, no, I can do that better.
What's this here?
Well, wait, no.
Well, how do you do, little specter?
That's what I want. That's the take I want.
All right, and I think he is going to have to make a wisdom
wisdom saving throw. So I have to beat your spell save, which is 13. That seems low. I feel like it should be higher than this, but I think it's just 13 I have to beat. This guy has very low wisdom though. I'm gonna say -3. So I'm going to roll to see if he fails the save. Oh, he got a 9.
Oh man.
So yeah, he totally falls prey to this this spell.
All right. So it lasts up to a minute. So we have to sprint into the shaft.
Okay. Yeah, you guys book it down this path to the little shed. You open up the shed. The door is unlocked, and you see this space that's just got a little desk on it, a shelf with some papers, a pinboard pinned up against the wall, some hammers, a little pickaxe sitting there, a lantern, that sort of stuff. Do you grab anything besides the papers? What are you looking for?
I grabbed the lantern.
Okay.
I don't need matches because I can light flame myself. Do I see anything that's specifically like labeled as a map?
Roll me an investigation, which is wisdom. Just wisdom.
Ooh, not great. So that's an 8.
8. So you see a bunch of papers. You do find a piece of paper that has like that appears to have a map of this place. You don't notice anything else that might be useful. Just like this one sheet that it's pretty big. It seems to have a bunch of information about the mine in it. All
right.
Or just like a map of the mine.
Okay, I'll grab that and go because I want to get into the mine before he snaps out of it.
Okay. So you walk over to the mine shaft, and there is sort of a lift in this metal tower. And you as you approach it, I guess you would step onto this. You have that grate, this metal grate that you pull to the side, or Lee pulls to the side, and she steps into the grate, and then just starts like looking around. I don't see how to activate this thing. What do you do when she says that?
I will look around for some sort of lever or bank of levers that I can start like just pulling willy-nilly.
Cool. So you start checking around the shaft looking for levers. You don't find anything like that, but you do find what appears to be a bunch of like runes written into the wall of this little elevator carriage, and they're in that spot where your hand would normally go, and there appears to be like a missing piece in the center of those runes. And roll me an Arcana check.
And what's my modifier on that?
That would be intelligence.
All right, cool. That's a 15 then.
15. So you can tell that this is some sort of like arcane trigger kind of thing. You get the impression that normally it would be triggered using like some sort of key or gem or some piece like that. But you also know, just from your own experience with Arcana, with arithmancy, arithmancy. You know that these sorts of runes you could probably override with some quick adjustments if you wanted to try that. Alternatively, you would need whatever the key stone is for this.
Screw that. I don't got time. He's about to wake up.
Nice.
You know, he's only got a minute. I am going to take the rope that we have in our pack and tie it to something at the edge of the shaft and then feather fall ourselves down the shaft.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So you get underneath this this thing, tie up the rope, and jump down into the pit. And I think that's where we're gonna end for today. Oh, what are you guys doing over there? That's not safe. As you both hop down this hole, and Lee is very quickly like very tightly holding the rope, even though you guys are falling very, very slowly. And I think that's where we're gonna end things today.
Excellent.
So how you doing? How you doing, Ellen? You having a good time?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know what I was supposed to be doing, but I feel like I've been using some spells.
That's good. I feel like normally people don't explore their spells to the full extent of their ability. So yeah, that's great.
Excellent. You know, just in case there's probably going to run into a situation where we like trip over an open mine shaft and fall again, and then we don't have feather fall. So
Yep. That might end up being bad. But hey, listeners, thank you for showing up, and thank you for listening to this. And this has been great. Hope you guys come back in next week as we see what is down in this deep down mine shaft.
we'll see some ghosts.
See some ghosts or something. All right. Do you have anything? You want to plug or say, Ellen?
I did, but it just left my brain.
Is it about Kit Kats? You want to plug something about Kit Kats?
Kit Kats?
Maybe Kit Kat?
Kitty cats?
Kit Kat.
I got cats.
Kitty cats. She got cats.
I got cats.
So, listener, kitty cats, they're pretty cool.
They're great.
And just check that out sometimes. Check out kitty cats.
Yep. It's, you can find them on the internet. All you have to do.
You definitely can.
All you have to do is click on the internet. Just double click that internet button and you'll find some kitty cats.
Some real cute kitty cats. All right, guys. See you in a couple weeks. Bye. Thanks to the Joy Drops for the use of Not Drunk as our intro and outro music. Find them at thejordrops.com. You can find us at sidecharacterquest.com, at SCQ Podcast on Twitter, or by email at sidecharacterquest@gmail.com.
This is gonna get cut and put in the bloopers.
This is me talking quietly. This is me talking loud. I just have to back away as I get louder. Loud! Quiet. And now I'm talking medium and I'm at medium distance. Okay, that should be good.
Oh.
Yo.
Can you hear that?
What?
Okay, so the one thing is that by keeping the cats out of here, that means that they want to get in here, and so they're going to start knocking on the door.
I will try to edit it out, but we'll also just be like, hey, this is a thing that happened. So that, yeah, that's fine. Hey, folks, this is Side Character. I don't like that at all. How do I go into these?
Usually you start somewhere else as a different character.
That's
Usually
true.
you stop trapped somewhere.
Yeah, I'm always in a bunker or something.
And the guest has to draw you out.
So I have been summoned forth.
Sorry, I just wanted to say a spoopy gust. You can cut that into the bloopers. All right. Also, you should totally do a master cut of every time you say "you" in that "you bend" thing. There's a lot of them.
The way I had been envisioning it is that you were writing these patterns down on paper, and that you just the reason they would just sort of dissipate afterwards, and then you'd have to prepare them at the beginning of the day, that sort of thing. But the having it on pieces of glass, that's really cool. I like that a lot. You know that that the town sort of sits in this you